Hi again, it's a Drafthouse Diary for Thursday, October 19th, 2023, when I came out here this evening to the Alamo Drafthouse at Littleton Aspen Grove to see The Creator. I wanted to like this movie a lot, partly because I really like a number of other Gareth Edward movies. I thought his 2014 Godzilla movie was outstanding and was a terrific start to the whole Monarch monster movie franchise that I really enjoy. Of course, Rogue One. Rogue One is probably my favorite Star Wars movie or property in general in decades. So I had high hopes for The Creator, and it didn't pay off. Watching The Creator made me feel as if I was flipping through a sketchbook of a very talented teenage artist. A lot of it looked terrific. It looked really, really good, although maybe not quite as original as the artist might have expected and intended. And the artist might have had this cool storyline in his head to weave through all of these and connect them together. But the movie never really paid off on that regard. There were too many disconnects, from plot holes and leaps to inconsistencies in terms of the mix of technology and character motivation and action and decision-making, to military tactics that just didn't make sense. Too many things seemed to put story second or third, and the cool visuals and the concepts that never really drove the story were all first. And all of those visuals, concepts, performances, characters, they're all important. But if there's no story driving them, if there's no story holding them together, it's just pretty pictures. So I wanted The Creator to be better than it was. It didn't hold up. The performances in this movie were excellent. I like John David Washington a lot. He has been terrific in Tenet and in last year's Amsterdam and in so many movies. He delivered here as well. I do sometimes wish his character's decisions and behavior made more sense, but regardless, scene for scene, he still delivered a good performance. Also, Allison Janney in a supporting role as an Army colonel. Very good. And I, of course, have to mention Madeline Una Voles, the little girl who played a little girl robot. A character who could have been just a MacGuffin instead of a character. And while, of course, there wasn't a huge amount of range for this character, this young actor turned it into so much more than it could have been. So I really admired that. Speaking of these robots, the story of this movie involves a war between humans and AI, or more specifically, between the United States of America and this new Pan-Asian republic where humans and robots are living in harmony. And the portrayal of the robots did not really make a whole lot of sense to me because they were extremely inconsistent. There were the most human of the robots, called simulants, who were based on scans of real human beings, but it was still easy to tell on sight, this is a simulant. And then there were the full-on robots. And these full-on robots, they were too often shown as being incredibly inefficient and even like bumbling Keystone cops sometimes. It made no sense. It certainly makes no sense to anybody who has seen videos from Boston Dynamics or any other early 20th century robot company. And that's an example of how the movie could never quite decide on a tone. Sure, movies can shift in tone, but here we went from a dramatic and violent war movie to scenes of love and pathos to comedy routines with bumbling robot policemen. It didn't stick together very well, and every time they had one of these shifts, it just took me out of the movie completely. I will, of course, talk more about my trip to the Alamo, but in the meantime, if you're enjoying this, please click that like button down below, and if you want to see more Drafthouse Diaries, click subscribe. Now, the pre-show for The Creator was a lot of fun. It was a custom pre-show for this movie, and it was a classic Alamo pre-show. It had cartoons and commercials, TV clips and featurettes and things, all about robots and robotics. A lot of mid-century or mid-20th century, I guess I have to specify that now, clips and newsreel bits and things about people who were inventing robots and people who built Daleks in their backyards and things like that. So that was all fun, gets you in the mood for the movie you're about to see, did everything that an Alamo pre-show should do. I don't have too much to say about food on this visit. I got some popcorn and a shake, all things I've had before, and they were good. The service at this trip to the Alamo was very good, and it was much better than the service a few nights ago when I came here to see A Haunting in Venice. And this confirms for me that this Alamo in particular here at Aspen Grove is very sensitive to how busy they are. If it's a full auditorium or if it's a busy night for the theater in general, the service is probably not going to be first rate. But tonight, it was. It was very good. So all in all, it was a fun visit. I wish I enjoyed the movie better, but still, it was a night at the movies, and there aren't too many things better than that. Well, thank you very much for joining me for this Drafthouse Diary entry. I'll be back soon with more. And in the meantime, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.